Hello YouTube, it's your boy Jeff. In this video I want to talk about the importance of mechanical skill in Marvel Rivals and why it is something you should absolutely be working on as much as you can if you want to fully realize your potential or even just maximize your enjoyment of this game. But first of all, let's define mechanical skill. If game sense is knowing what to do and when to do it, then mechanical skill would be the physical act of doing it. The key aspects of mechanical skill includes firstly aiming, meaning tracking and flicking. Secondly, your movement. And lastly, your ability to execute character-specific combos. So why is that important? Let's first talk about aiming. Unless you're playing Cloak and Dagger, I guess, basically every hero in Marvel Rivals requires some form of aim in order to use them at their full potential. Whether that be hit scan tracking like Punisher, hit scan flicking like Hela, or delayed projectile like Winter Soldier. Even so, called no aim heroes like Rocket and Scarlet Witch require aim. Rocket's source of damage, his left click minigun, requires projectile aiming. Scarlet Witch's source of burst damage, her right click Chthonian burst, also requires projectile aiming. If you have better aim than your opponent, you will land your abilities more often than them, and the more often you land your abilities, the more ult charge you will get, which means you will get your ultimate faster. Getting your ult first gives your team a major advantage because the enemy doesn't have their own ult to respond with, which will likely lead to your victory in the team fight. Furthermore, if you have better aim, you could even diff your opponents before the team fight even starts, which allows your team to save their ultimates and carry an even larger advantage going into the next team fight. But unless you're experienced in other aim-intensive games like first-person shooters and already have good aim, you will find it deceptively difficult to consistently hit your shots on enemy DPS and supports with really skinny bodies. Back in Season 1 and 2, I had never played shooters and I used to be a Rocket and Cloak 2 trick, and when I first started playing Luna, I found it impossible to hit shots on skinny targets and had to unfortunately heavily rely on my clap. It only started getting easier after at least a few months of consistent aim training every time before I hop into my usual games. It is only after a year of playing Rivals where I now have the aim to very comfortably and confidently play DPS in my own rank in competitive. My aim training routine is even more complex now, but if you want to check out my prior routine, you can watch this video for that and a few other tips too. Secondly, let's talk about movement. Movement in this game is primarily used to reposition, escape, and make yourself harder to hit when you are dueling someone in a 1 versus 1. Having good movement to reposition and escape is essential to surviving and denying value from the enemy. This is particularly important for flanking DPS and supports who are getting dived. Let's say you are flanking on DPS. You get the enemy healers to look at you and not heal their team for 10 seconds. If you are able to escape and live that exchange, that is tremendous for your team even if you don't get a kill, because you just gave your team a 10-second window to kill the enemy front line. Let's say you are on Rocket Raccoon and are getting dived. You climb onto a nearby column and you juke the diver by running around the column, using it as cover, combined with moving your hitbox up and down while jetpack boosting. Meanwhile, this whole entire time you are healing yourself and your team, while having only used one cooldown, being your dash, and the diver has exhausted his cooldowns and wasted 20 seconds of their life. But the real magic actually happens when you combine your good aim and good movement. Being able to hit consistent shots while you are AD strafing and jumping makes you a very formidable foe because you become an elusive killing machine. Once you have the best of both worlds, learning character combos becomes much easier because you already have the fundamentals down. This also means you can expand your hero pool so much and the game becomes so much more fun. Trust me, I know. Only playing 2 characters gets boring real quick. Lastly, if you look at the best, most broken characters in this game currently in Season 7 as of this video. For DPS, Elsa and Phoenix. For tank, Deadpool and Mag. For support, Gambit and Invis. All those characters require aim and they are the ones you want to play if winning is your priority. I hope that helps. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.